Autograders. I'm just. I do love having uh, the course live and there just being ongoing chat. Yeah, but yeah, it's easy to get distracted. I've had some nice conversations with people. Anyway, okay. So, I guess the sensible thing here is that we set up another staging grader. I think that's the way to go. And so, in order to do that, sensibly, what I have to do, I need to go to. I don't need this page, so let's go to SaaSbook sign in here, and yeah, I mean, I guess we've got this other thing is that I think the Vagrant is a good replica of EC2, except possibly in the situation where we're sharing stuff with the host file system.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right. And in fact, I did. I don't know if you're looking at my note about I did have some busy text file test fail.
Yeah. Yeah. So that sort of. I mean, it's. I mean, in some ways, it feels like if we're trying to automate the install process, then like even like Vagrant for Autograders maybe won't. It maybe we need to highlight the difference between having it shared and running it like in the system itself. Anyway, let me get in here. Have you seen this interface before? I think you're. Oh, I'm not showing my screen.
Not yet.
Let me do that. So I've just logged into the. I mean, you've used DC2 before, so you've probably seen this this interface.
I was only on it really briefly a long time ago, so.
Oh, okay, yeah. Right. And you won't, in principle, need to worry about this interface particularly, but so what I've done, and this is also kind of so many things going on, but so I've created a new grader instance here. For some reason, it's only let me anyway. This was where I was trying to do a kind of install. And so one thing we could be going and looking there and seeing what I was getting stuck on, but it's only been generated as a small instance, which is weird. But so what I think I should probably sensibly do. So the other thing I notice here is that the Ubuntu now is only if there are 12.04 instances available, I don't see them. I'm not sure how to get to them. So,
and it would have to be selectable in this interface, anyways, right? So.
Right. Well, I mean, they've got this. You can use your own AMIs and this, that, and the other, but it.
Oh, is that?
This is like a quick start option here, and then there's like a marketplace, and there's like a, So I mean, if I. Like, it looks like other people have got, Ubuntu servers for sale, and they're free, but I don't. I mean, in some ways, does it say this?
And that's saying a specific server configuration.
Do you think so?
I mean, it must be, right? That's why they're available here, right?
Well,
it probably just doesn't have all the desktop Guga, right? Because it's headless.
Oh yeah, but all of these are headless.
Right.
Maybe
that's why they call it server, I guess, huh?
Right. Yeah, I mean, what it would be nice. It would be nice if we could just have the same base. We could reliably get to the same base box as that we were using previously.
I guess. Oh no, yeah.
I mean, the particular thing that was disturbing for me was that when I ran the specs for the RAG grader, is that it, and this was on the 14.04 Ubuntu box, is that it was the timeout things, the race condition stuff,
right,
was failing, and that was making me think, oh right, maybe the timing conditions or the implementing of the thread libraries or something underneath is kind of like,
right,
gonna be stuck there. So yeah, it just, I mean, this quick start here, this Ubuntu thing here, I mean, it maybe Canonical is the person people who supply. See, this is called Ubuntu Server here. I think I'm tempted to, to be honest, looking at that there, I'm tempted to. Let's go.
Cloud images. I guess. Oh, what?
What's up?
Just looking. These images have been published to Amazon EC2 and can be used immediately with no need to download anything. See the table below for the AMI IDs. Let me paste the link here, I guess. That'll be more sensible. So, I mean, I just was searching Google, and
yeah,
not sure what this is, cloudimages.ubuntu.com, but
I think these are, well, there's just many of these, but basically there's kind of like, I mean, it seems to me like the canonical group is the one. The canonical group is the one who was supplying. Like, if I look at the quick start here, right, the Ubuntu one here, it says EBS backed with support. It says Ubuntu Server 14.40 there with support available from Canonical, right? Who are like Ubuntu.com. Like, if we look at Ubuntu.com, I mean, I guess, is that like the, so Canonical are the people who do Ubuntu?
Yep, they write the software.
Right. So that sort of implies that. I mean, basically, there are community AMIs, and I don't want to just like grab some guy's random stuff that who knows what's on it.
Right.
Right. Which is what all of these are. And
okay.
I mean, that cloud images one there. That's. But right. So that's Ubuntu.com, the one that you've got there. So, yeah. But it seems like if I'm looking here for Ubuntu, it seems like, I don't know what the difference between this one and this one are. It seems to be like updated 64-bit. Oh, that's 32-bit. Okay, so 64 and 32-bit. So maybe this is the one that we want. I guess actually the quick start that it mentioned doesn't have. No. Okay.
Are you trying to go to 1404? You're trying to back
out.
Well, maybe.
I mean, I think I'm trying to back. I think I'm trying to back out of that at the moment, okay, given that it created trouble that I don't think we can handle at the moment.
Right.
I think. I mean, ultimately, we'd love to move forward to that. I mean, just as person asking questions and as one of the TAs asking questions. Gotcha. And have we got? Oh, this is actually, I had a response from Pivotal that actually my drop-down list of recent projects is not working, and they promised to fix that. Anyway, okay, right. So. Okay, Ubuntu versus this one. So that would be 32-bit. So that, it seems to me like actually I should be selecting this one. What's this totals here? Hourly fees, software 0, EC2 2. Right, okay. It's interesting. There doesn't seem to be a large size available anymore.
Or, yeah.
I don't know if what I'm not sure about is if this pricing is somehow different from um, if we go back to here, like these quick start ones, like that. This was the one that I did before. It kind of see. I would just like it doesn't support these sizes, which we kind of want because I think you can't change the size afterwards.
Hmm.
But I wonder, is that a function of it being the 6432? Yeah, okay. Hmm. 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 Hmm.
I have run often on 64-bit on my local machine
Right.
with no, apparent hiccups of the
I mean, I think
12.
that, hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm interested in here is the existing grader that we've got here, the extra large. I mean, the reason basically I made these the staging grader and the production grader extra large because what we were doing was consolidating all of the different things onto a single instance,
Mm.
and I made them large because I mean we'd had it previously like the homework 4 grader was a medium, and we'd had the load spread out amongst a number of different smaller items.
Huh.
So I don't know if there's something in here to work out whether it's 64-bit or not. Do you know if there's a way we can tell if it's?
I'm just looking on your screen there.
I mean, I can't immediately see anything in.
Is there another info? If you can you scroll to the right more, or I don't know. Oh, there. Yeah, description.
I mean, we've got the description here. Oh, AMD 64 server. So it is 64. So I think maybe what I'm going to do is that one that I created there, which was going to be Spring 2004. I think I'm just going to blow this away. Um, that was yeah, and then actions terminate. I don't know that there's any useful information on there for that. I don't. Yeah, I mean we'll deal with 1404 at some point in the future. Um, yeah, terminate that. Okay, and I guess we could have started looking at that error, but no, I think it's not worth it. So then in principle, the funny thing is, if for these quick starts, it doesn't say anything about the price in that first instance, and maybe it's the same, but it sort of makes me worry about is that somehow more expensive than the other ones? But and it's what is it? Okay, so we've got that one, and that's six. So this is 64-bit, which we need
Shouldn't
if we
be
want to.
any more than it used to be,
No,
because
I mean you're right. I think this is what. Oh, but so now this is not offering me any of the options up here. So this is the 64-bit, but so maybe they're not supporting those options on 12.04 anymore.
well, but that's just hmm, why that doesn't make sense, does it?
Well, I mean, I can see from Amazon's point of view that they may be saying, okay, we want to be working with the latest code that's got the most, reliable security patches and things in place.
But still,
Do you know what I mean?
why would they break it at the size of your hard drive or whatever, right?
Well, I think it's, I don't know. I'm not sure. What does it say here? It says this, it's, the instant type is not compatible with the selected AMI. You know, who knows?
Right. But maybe so. Are there any further like way down there that are?
No, they're all off.
Hmm.
And that's all the 64-bit. I mean, hmm, hmm. I mean, that sort of seems to imply that if we want an extra large Ubuntu box, it's going to have to be 14.04, 64-bit. I mean, I guess in that case,
And hosted by Amazon.
yeah. I mean, we could be going with hosting with somebody else. Although I think that's yeah.
Yet
But
another.
so for here, ah, and see, I don't even know which. They've now got a variety of extra large things, and the problem for me is I don't know how to measure like how loaded our existing box is. So like I don't know if we need a large one or what we need really. I think what we're moving to, let's try and get it on a medium, and for in this instance,
Yeah.
and see how it handles it. And the whole idea is we want to be able to deploy additional graders as necessary. We want to be able to throw these things up and down. So
It's too bad that it's the number of CPUs that but whatever, everything else doesn't seem like it's that big of a difference.
I guess let's go for a large.
What are ECUs?
I don't know.
Hmm.
Okay. Let's see if we can get away with a large instance. Okay. Security group. So this has already got SSH set up, which is the one that we need.
Right.
So, okay.
With I mean, if you want to try medium, maybe it makes sense because it's not it's not running on a host.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we've got. I mean, it's the kind of thing I need to review with Armando at some point. We've got. The previous ones were extra large. If we can get away with large this time, and then we can shut down the extra large ones, that's saving money for Ubuntu,
Right.
for Berkeley.
Right.
So that's a good thing. But so now there's a new one here. Let's put in here. This is, I guess this was my idea that this is, I guess this is staging, the staging instance, and we should, let's have the staging instance go against P1, and then we can have the other thing go against P2. Okay. So now I've got this, if I can look for the right bit of setup. Okay, that looks like it's not unreasonable. So for me, I set up this .ssh config thing. I'll just do that over here, and I've got the public DNS for this. I'll update. Okay, so this will be staging. Oops. What did I just do? No. Okay. So I've just SSH AWS edX Spray 14 staging. So in principle, if I've got your SSH keys, I can give you access to this. Did you want to paste your SSH key into the chat or something. I kind of went through this before for giving someone SSH.
So let's see. I've never kept any SSH keys. The only thing I've ever used them for was going to Heroku.
Right.
So I guess I would keep this one on my host.
Uh-huh.
Just trying to find where it generated it. Because I have a Windows host and I don't ordinarily keep anything on it, so it's. So that would be in my home documents.
Hmm.
No.
I mean, I think what I want to do is just append your SSH key to this file. So have you got
Cannot find it. It's the users. Maybe I'll generate it somewhere where I know, regenerate it where I know where it is.
I mean, you can. Yeah.
Saving the key failed. Permission denied.
I mean, do you want to be doing this from inside the VM?
Which VM?
I mean,
They're all disposable at this point.
well, I mean, not one of the Vagrant ones. I meant the, the SARSbook VM
Okay.
running in VirtualBox.
Okay. Yeah, could do it on the SASbook.
I mean, I just tend to have that running in the background generally. If you had that to hand.
I do not, but I can start it up.
I'm just right. I mean.
And you'd prefer the 12, but 12.04.
Well, I think it doesn't make so much difference on your end. I mean, because you'll get SSH access to the environment. I mean, we could be looking at while that's booting up, let's go back to the issue that you're having on Windows to set up the. I mean, what is the problem you're getting on with Windows?
Permission denied. I tried to generate the key to a specific location so I could find it.
Right.
And then
was it that you weren't sure where it was being generated to?
Yeah. Should I try to?
Let's just go back to give Windows one more try. I mean, it would be.
Yeah, the host.
Indeed.
Let's see. So close some of this junk here we got going on. And so the shell Windows.
I mean, you tried to save it onto the root directory there.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess there before it tried to save it into that location, and right. So then you tried to save it into. I mean, why didn't you try and save it? Why didn't you try the same thing again, but try and do it in users Toyabe rather than just raw on the C drive?
Yeah, exactly. It's just weird being on Windows.
Yeah, I know it's weird. It's some people like it, I guess.
PowerShell.
Yeah, that's good to see you using PowerShell.
So just still didn't like that. Let me try that one more time. Maybe I can. Just type it in. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, there's all this issue with the. Sometimes you might need like double slashes with the.
It must be because it's.
Oh, it says it wants a file name. So there, it's kind of like. You could try it one more time, but like so you when you're telling it the file to save in, like C:/user/toyobe, I think it wants the file name rather than the directory in which to create it. So
Gotcha.
so you could do C:/user/toyobe/ID_RSA.
ID.
No. All right, let's go to the Ubuntu.
Yeah, old reliable.
So just do the same thing from here.
Oh, great! It's even a clean machine.
Mm.
So then you want the fingerprint? Is that
No, I think you need to open the.
the file?
I don't need the fingerprint. I think you need to look inside that ID_RSA.pub.
Right.
So I need the kind of contents of that. Yeah, exactly.
Windows. Doing my Windows thing and it's not working.
Yeah, it's Control-Shift paste. You need to type in cat or whatever there, and you need Control-Shift V will paste. But no. Okay, yeah. So if you copy and paste that into the group chat.
Okay. And it is that.
Yeah.
Into Google. Here we go.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll take that, and I'll come over here and paste that in here.
Is that
Okay.
something that you would generate into Dropbox or like?
I'm not sure what you mean.
I mean, just now that I have it, I don't want to lose it. But yet, this is all.
Well, you've got it in that file in that VM.
Right.
So and we can potentially regenerate it and put a different one in there in a subsequent time.
But I will keep a hold of it, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of goes with the key goes with that's the public key and then you've got the private key. So, but what in principle that you should be able to do is you could try now from like this address here. You could try like SSH Ubuntu at that address like this from within your VM.
Okay.
Yeah, just go from the SSH. And later on we can add that to SSH config or what have you. And yeah, just see if that will let you say yes there. Host key verification.
Try again. Maybe I didn't. I just hit enter. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ah, you in? Type ls. pwd.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it would be Salzburg. Okay, so you're in. You're in the same location as me. Yeah. So the interesting thing here actually from the grader is that we could be setting up the screen anyway. So this is a staging grader. What we could be doing is setting up a screen, which that would allow us then to get the same thing coming out. I've got the. I guess there's this kind of weird, funky thing to let us all have access to the thing. So we've got screen share. I think it doesn't matter.
Right.
Maybe the thing to do is because maybe you're going to have more time to work on this than me. So I guess the thing is, like, if on my screen here, I've got like what I think of as this is the install process. It would be nice to be able to both type into the same. and have it completely shared. But what's this one here? That's I'll just get rid of the other. I've got RubyMinds cluttering up all my screens. I don't know. I mean, in some ways, I feel like, oh, we spent so much time training all the TAs, and then actually, the number of TAs that seem to be really active is actually quite small. Maybe that was always inevitably going to be the case.
Right.
Or maybe we took up all of their volunteering time with doing the course.
Yeah, that's what it just occurred to me actually too. Was what they get props for.
Yeah, I mean, or people have got a limited amount of time, and if you spend all the time training them, then that's all their time used up. But so, I mean, have you got this? I mean, I guess I've got here. This is the
right.
This Ubuntu
install shell. Yep.
Yeah. So do you want to just start going through that there? And we'll look at it together. Like, so the first thing would be sudo apt-get install y git. Have you got that to hand? Should I be copying and pasting these in somewhere you can see them easily, or?
I mean, I can just get it up on GitHub here.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the interesting question is which is our best GitHub place there? I mean, here I'm looking in sourcebook rag.
I mean, I would be tempted to go from the Ubuntu install. I mean, that we had for the Vagrant file. Let's see, but we can. It's based off of this anyhow, so I don't think it'll be too different.
Yeah.
We could look at both of them and kind of compare side by side.
Yeah, I'm just looking for like another. I've got another window. What have we got here? That's generating that one. Oh, this is a good place here. Oh my goodness. So, I mean, the other thing. Well, let's come on to that in a minute. And if I go to sourcebook rag here, see, what I did is I created this Spring 2014 branch. So maybe go to that Spring, and I'm on the Spring 2014 branch here. So maybe let's go to that. I mean, I'm also going to look up on GitHub here. What am I going to look up on here? Yeah, sourcebook rag. I mean, the thing is, we've been doing all this work in kind of develop and sort of moving forward, and we haven't been going through a kind of controlled release process.
Right, and merging to master and all that.
Yeah,
the
and
master,
so,
we're putting ourselves in the position of eventually just wanting to drop master and make develop, the new master.
Right. I know it's kind of. I mean, and there's. I think the challenging thing in some ways, in particular, is. Do I not have a Tansaku rag? Oh, maybe
it's called rag-sassbook on your.
Oh, right. I don't know why it ended up being called that.
Because you already had one cloned locally, and you wanted to not mess with it, probably.
Right. I'm just. I think it's okay. I don't think there's anything different across these things. Yeah. So, but anyway, let's go from this Spring 2014 one, and let's make changes to that, and eventually we might just sort of drop things. But yeah. So do you want to kick off with the? So are you viewing the Spring 2014 branch on?
Of the Ubuntu install shell. Yep.
So I'll just paste the link in.
I mean, I have it here. Otherwise, I am getting the. Trying to get the files that I had going for.
Yeah, well, don't worry about those. Just get the the key thing is to get this in Ubuntu install shell. I mean, you could have RubyMine if you've got RubyMine open on your host. You could be working from that. But just do you usually work on your host for this stuff, or what do you?
No, I never do.
Okay.
Let's see.
But so to get, I mean, you're looking at pull requests and things.
Right.
But don't look at those at the moment. You want to look at the single file that's in the Spring 2014 branch of the sourcebook rag. Yeah. Okay. You got it exactly. All right. So yeah. So let's get the first. Let's just get going on this. So let's copy and paste in line 4. And I guess we'll have a chance. We'll have time to talk about. So you want the VirtualBox?
Yeah. And I guess I'm there.
Yeah. That's it. Okay. Yes, I mean this was the thing. I mean Armando originally, I think what they were doing originally is that they were taking the stuff for the VM and they were using that to base the grader off. And I kind of, just started with like, what's the minimal stuff that we can get away with? And this was it. And this has worked for all of the things. I mean, it's frustrating that we don't have. This one's going to take a little while. It's frustrating that we don't have the entire. We don't have the, I don't know, we have that. Complete end-to-end tests for all of this.
That's weird. Okay.
I
have my own version of this, which I think may be better.
Okay.
But
well,
I don't have it here, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah, that would certainly be interesting to look at alternatives. I mean, I think I've improved on that one because I was for local support. I was finding that starting like this was causing problems, and I kind of adjusted it for the local support vagrant thing, which is now working, and that's kind of looking kind of good. I think for the grader, to the extent that we know that this version has worked, right? Or this was the approximate, process that I used to install. And when we don't have, this is interesting. That when we don't have comprehensive end-to-end tests, all we have to kind of guide us is historically what worked. So, and although it's kind of paranoid, there's the danger that any changes to that may introduce issues that we're,
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean, right?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I'm from 10 years ago where everything was locked down a month in advance, and nope, sorry,
Mm.
Yeah.
We're on the same page then, yeah. But so I guess so one of the talk about thinking about our overall strategy as regards, being able to test things. One of the things that I notice is, so we've got the process that we've got of testing, let's say the homeworks. I mean, RAG is one thing. I think we're working along there. Testing the homeworks, we've got this Cucumber process that at the moment installs the development version of RAG and runs against that, right. Which is all very well, except arguably, for the purpose of deploying a production thing, we want to be testing it against production, right?
I mean, ideally, yeah, you want to do testing all along the way, and definitely testing your deployment or testing that kind of thing is, a category, right?
Right. I mean, just like if we were thinking about a more simple deploy process, like if we've got on local support, right? So when we do our tests and they run in the develop environment, they run against all the developed things, and then we can run the same test in the staging environment, and it's fine. And we run all of them in the same in the production master environment, and so on. There is no mismatch. Like the thing is with the homework, and there's no criticism of you at all. It is just I think the way that we've got it set up at the moment is if I check out the master version of the master branch of the homeworks, right, and I run bundle install, it will install the developed version of RAG, and then it will test the master version of the homeworks against the developed version of RAG. Do you know what I mean?
Right, unless you configure it to check out some different version of RAG.
Right, yeah. But I think ideally what it would do is it would, rather than by default checking out develop, right, it would check out the same branch as what it's in. Do you know what I mean?
But would you still want to configure that the main, whether or not you're checking out master or you're checking out? Do you want to do that as part of the installation, or do you want to do that manually and then kick off the installation? Like choose your branch.
I think it would make more sense for example, say that I'm about to merge some change to the homeworks from develop into master, let's say.
Yeah.
Right? And that's going to kick off CI on the master branch, right?
Yep.
But so really the master version of the homeworks should never be running against the developed version of the grader, should they?
I mean, I guess you might want to be able to have that flexibility somehow.
Yeah. I mean, I
can,
think
yeah.
we certainly want to be able to override it,
Right.
you know, in any circumstances. But I think it's kind of like if I'm on the master branch of homework, it seems like I should always be running against. I mean, at least by default, I should be running my tests against the master branch of the RAG repo, right?
Right. Yeah, you could have it check out the same branch as whatever you decide to do for.
Yeah.
Okay, RVM installed.
Yeah. So it looks like so line 7, you do this source operation.
Right. And that's the same between them here. Yeah.
Okay. So then the install of the Ruby Racer.
Right.
So in the background here, so this thing we're trying to deploy for this one, this is the it's 1404. We've gone to 64-bit to get the large instance.
Which is 2 CPUs and 4 gigs of RAM, I think.
Yeah.
Like that.
I mean, the interesting thing about this thing is I think they're reasonably, because it doesn't have to take such a heavy load, because we actively pull stuff from the grader. We basically, you know, it maintains its own load at a certain rate, which I think is quite a good design thing. So then,
let's see. So I was just looking at some of the other things that we had been doing in some of the other files was RVM requirements, RVM ignore all gem files.
Huh.
So Heroku uses.
But where does that all come from? Where does that all come from originally? Is that from the Ubuntu the courseware install script?
It is, I believe.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, we've got more people submitting.
But this looks like it's from the courseware install exactly that I guess Mike Smith Nova might have participated.
Yeah, well, right. I think and I wonder. He just sort of dropped off the face of the earth. I see that he's online sometimes. I wish he'd say hi. I mean,
he's quite busy. It sounds like he's professionally engaged.
Right. Yeah. Would be nice. I mean, I'd like to just it would have been lovely just for him to say, "Oh, sorry, I'm professionally engaged," and I'd say, "Thanks so much for all of your time, and God bless, Godspeed." But I guess he's maybe too busy to say hi. Anyway. Right. Yeah. I'm just looking at the courseware thing. Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, there's various other stuff there.
Yeah.
I mean, we definitely didn't do that for the grader.
Right.
And as I understand it, hasn't caused any problems with this single integrated grader.
A lot of this stuff would be more like the student end of a VM. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to quickly review all that stuff, but get back onto the clone, right?
Yeah.
Did I clone it already?
It looks... No, I think you did the Ruby Racer thing. Okay.
And we're actually cloning HW now, right? Is that...
Well, you could start with the RAG, actually. Do the RAG first.
Okay.
Because the key issue that stopped me moving forward was that I ran into this... I mean, I then tried out the HW stuff, but so CD RAG here, and let's do bundle install and bundle exec rspec.
Right.
Now, I think, was I getting here? I got like a Zentest issue.
Right. And you did bundle update source Zentest. Is that right?
I did bundle update. Well, I tried two things. I tried one, was I updated Zentest and it took it to some much higher version. Actually, before we do anything there, I guess let me look at...
We are on master. Is that where you want to be?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, in the first instance, I just want to be able to get... I wanted to be able to get the same thing that we had running before. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
just, I mean, the funny thing with all this computer stuff, it all just takes so much time.
And it seems like, yeah, things are going to be so fast. It's so easy to be optimistic and then
Yeah.
have your hopes dashed
uh,
every time.
I'm just here. Let me hide some of these instances of things. Oh, that's weird here. You get that one out the way. Oh, goodness. I mean, I feel like, you know, and you're doing amazing work, and we need to get you paid for this ultimately. I think that's, and we just, I think if this MOOC is going to seriously count, we need serious support for the greater side of things and development. I mean,
you could also say that it's pretty well, you know, done in some ways, and just like,
well, it's done, but it's like totally not maintainable as it stands. I think.
right, yeah.
You know, I mean, in terms of for passing it off to edX. What am I? So I was going to do. What I was going to do here is I was going to do AWS edX. Right. I'm just going to SSH into the. And what I was going to look at here was like a rag, more gem file. So Zentest is not. Let's see, in gemfile.lock. What is the Zentest that it's on here? I don't even see Zentest in the gem file here. Oh, okay. So I mean, in the live grader,
Yes,
it's using Zentest 494, as far as I can tell.
amazing.
What's that? What's that error message that you're getting?
An error
Yeah.
occurred while installing and bundler cannot continue. Make sure that gem installs Zentest 494 succeeds before bundling. It sounds like a native, you know, compilation issue,
Look,
but there's no.
Oh, wait a sec. We've got Zentest requires RubyGems version 2 to greater than equal to 1.8. Try. Okay. I think we need to use. Okay, this is right. I think what we might need to do here, rather than updating or anything, is we might need to do my Zentest hack. So this is like site stackoverflow.com Zentest. I wonder if I can find my question, or at least ill-formed. Does it say ill-formed requirement there?
It doesn't, oddly. It
No,
says.
it doesn't say.
No.
Right, it does is less than 2.2 or greater than equal to 1. Okay.
And then they say try gem update system to update RubyGems itself. I mean, I would think that it would be pretty much up to date, but it may not be.
Would it do gem minus V?
222, latest and greatest.
So it's saying that RubyGems version less than 2.2 or greater than equal to 1.8. So at least, well, it's not saying that it's. I
We
think
could reinstall version 2.1 of RubyGems if you want.
Oh, I guess that's a good question about what version of RubyGems are we on. We're on like 1.8.25 on the production grader.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah. So it's been 2.1 for a while on the Autograder. In the Travis file, I think it was specified as 2.1 or 2.0 even. Let me try to find that is.
Yeah, I mean
without leaving my page here.
Okay. So there's different from the ill-form requirement. So this is not. It's not being an ill-form requirement. This is just saying
Version.
it needs to be.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what version have we got on Travis for the RAG? So 2.1.
I just wanted to. I was looking for Travis, but I don't see it here. Maybe it's in homework actually, not in RAG.
But we could go. We could at least
back master branch. I should go to develop. All right, take a look on that.
Goodness me,
Travis. Let's go to HW.
I've got so many things going on.
220 is what we're calling for.
in their homeworks.
System -220.
But develop. But we haven't got anything. We're not specifying anything about what the gems should be in master.
Correct.
Okay.
So maybe this is pretty old. So maybe at this time it was just the right version.
Yeah,
or at
yeah.
least
No, I
didn't
mean
cause a problem.
we've got this. I mean, there's this thing with the continuous integration. Is the problem is that continuous integration kicks off when you push something through the system, right? But so, for example, with the master, we haven't merged anything into master. We haven't been encountering any of these issues. I mean, I guess I'm tempted here, just if like as a path of least resistance, can we?
I have updated Zentest before. I seem to recall.
No, you sure? I just know that, the thing is here is that I don't. I did upgrade Zentest, and I tried both Zentest 495, and I tried okay.
Something else, yeah.
And I tried the latest version of Zentest, and in both of those cases, it led to errors, if you know what I mean. The timeout error race condition, and so it may be that the Zentest thing is unrelated, but given that both, I would at least like to try. Can we, because those two things both failed, can we gem update to 2.1?
Is it 2.10? Do you think, or
I just
2.1?
I just tried 2.1. I mean, the critical thing is that we need to be less than 2.2 for this version to come on.
2.10 is what they're giving us when we ask for 2.1.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Okay.
So I think that what I would be tempted to do here, I mean, see, this is like talk about software engineering. It's like
they do have 2.110 and 2.111.
Okay.
I think I had tried 2.110 before.
I think having done it there, I would just see if you can now install do bundle install again. I mean, talk about software engineering. I think that it's all about the libraries. I mean, really, the whole course should be about like managing your library systems, or at least there should be a whole lecture on managing library stuff.
Well, you just have to finish your project in a prompt manner.
How do you mean?
Before everything switches. I mean,
right.
It's not just the libraries, it's the deployments. Like they change.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is, I think, the thing is, you work on something for 2 weeks, get it working, and then walk away from it and never see it again. You don't have to deal with library issues. If you want things to be managing it moving forward, it's yeah. But so what we should do there is actually we should take a note now. So what's happened there?
It blew up on
debugger.
Yep. Gem install debugger 162. Not succeeding.
I didn't get that last time, I thought. And that one, I mean, I think with their...
Shoot, that we could just comment out of the gem file, right? We don't need a debug on the deployment.
Well, I would do there. Can we do gem upgrade debugger? Like, I mean, it can be the latest version of debugger if we want to. Is update or upgrade? Yeah.
Debugger. I think it's.
I thought you just did gem. Is it update or upgrade? I don't think you need the minus source.
It's not. Well, if you don't use the minus source, it updates the whole thing, right?
No,
Oh, I'm thinking bundle update. Sorry.
Yeah. I thought it was gem upgrade.
Well, okay, since we're doing the bundle install.
No, fair enough. Yeah. Go on. Yeah, bundle update minus source develop. Okay. But yeah. So we should be taking, and then that's. Was it trying to?
Now it's trying to do 166, and it still cannot continue.
Failed. Ah, good God. Error while installing debugger. Oh, I think, can you try bundle update debugger-ruby core source? Let's just have a look at the gemfile.lock and
Gotcha.
I mean, this one person is saying on Stack Overflow that this is the yeah. Maybe at least just try running this, and it's funny. Didn't thought that I encountered this before. Debugger. You've scrolled past it.
Oh.
Here we go. Debugger Ruby. Yeah, I don't know which one it should be, but the thing I pasted into chat there might fix it.
All right.
And this person's having a nose, and yeah, it might not be the right one. Yeah, I mean, in some ways, what we want. Yeah. Okay. Well, take it out for the moment. I would say, remove debugger from the gem file,
Right.
and do. And then do bundle. I guess just do bundle install. Oh, that looks like. This is Tom. Hey Tom, how's it going?
Hey Sam, good. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Lots, busier than I like to be.
Yeah, me too.
No.
Has anyone been around?
Yeah, I mean, in the IRC chat more than in the this help desk hangout. We have TAs coming in here on and off. I mean, I kind of leave it running in the background. I'm doing another hangout where I'm trying to fix things with the autograders at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah. Were you taking the course before sometime?
I took it last year.
Right. And are you coming back for more punishment?
Yeah. Well, I'm working as a world PA this time.
Fantastic! Fantastic! Excellent.
So,
Great to have you with us.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've been busy the last week or so. Week or two. So I've been, not around terribly much, but I've been trying to log on and answer some questions on IRC.
Cool. Oh, really appreciate that. Sorry sorry not to have more time for you right now. I better jump back into this other session.
It's
but
just installing. Yeah, it's just installing the core tile.
So I thought I would, log on and be here.
Good stuff. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Catch you soon. Bye for now.
All right. Talk to you soon.
It's just installing the mini gems anyhow.
Yeah. Does that seem like it's kind of going on a bit more? Yeah. Yeah. So what we should be doing there is just we should be the two things that we did there. What did we do there? What
they're handily. Let's see.
We commented out debugger, but the thing we did before that, what did we do to Zentest? Did we? I forgot.
We ended up leaving Zentest. I think what we ended up doing.
We updated we put it to RubyGems 2.1.
2.10,
didn't we?
And I think 2.110 or 11 might be.
Yeah, it might be better.
Better.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's well. Who knows? I mean, it's kind of.
I think I've done it before, but it was a long time ago now.
Any combination of them could be better. But do you want to? I mean, do you want to? Well, I mean, I guess I could be doing it here, but you've got that. That worked. Okay, yeah. But just go back to the Ubuntu script that we're trying to follow.
Right, which is right here, and it's right here.
So, ideally, you would just click edit on this page, right? Because this is the Spring 2004 thing. Let's not lose anything that we've done. So, just adding them as comments. Okay. Let's add. So this is we're basically trying to get bundle install to work. So on line 15, you could add in a comment that would say, what was the gem? It was gem install. What was the one? I mean, you can just go back to the command. Now that it's finished, you go back to the command line, and you can even just type history, or whatever.
The one that we ended up doing was this, right?
Oh, there you go. Okay, so let's just take a copy of that and pop that in there.
Yeah.
And we commented out debugger. Okay, so but you could just type in commented out debugger from gemfile. The debugger thing always seems to be creating some sort of problem.
I'm wondering. That sounds like thread changes or something. That's kind of scary.
Yeah, well, I think that's what we. But anyway, so if we now try and run, so now we would want to run bundle exec rspec, and so this is going to be the. I think you could have left that open because we might make some more changes. But anyway, yeah. If you come back to the command line.
Okay.
And let's do bundle exec rspec. I just do Control A, Control K, but anyway, yeah, we could bundle exec rspec. And we'll see, because this is kind of the key. Oh, what's there?
Okay, so that's like script here.
No, this one here. This is saying that it wants our Ruby gems to point to HTTPS. So that's so you could just do nano gem file here.
Okay.
Hey, Michael.
So this is taking longer than expected.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I have to look at the. So the thing here, Paul, is that at the top, I think we need, like we have in some of the other gem files, instead of saying source Ruby gems, it needs to say like source HTTPS.
Really? I didn't think it would break anything.
That was what the error message was saying to us there.
Wow, they finally decommissioned Ruby gems, huh?
I don't know. But yeah, anyway, is that how that should? Would you try the bundle exec? So I just, yeah, Michael, I particularly needed to get
Ruby debug. Okay.
Oh, okay. So this is the problem. I think I've had this before with it. So various files are saying that they require debugger individually.
Right. Oh, and not even debugger. They're requiring Ruby debug, which was like.
Yeah. So I mean, what you could do here is quickly edit that. I don't know. Are you trying to put the gem back in?
I was going to switch it to
Ruby debug. I don't think that's gonna. I don't think that's gonna help us.
Basically, it's required in the code somewhere, but it's not. It's not in this gem file.
Well, you could add gem Ruby debug in there. I mean, I think that will open up another range of problems. But yeah, right. So to Michael, I feel like we need to get. We still haven't got to the error that I was looking at this weekend. That we just need to have under the microscope to understand if it's a go to be able to create the new autograder things in the way that we want to. And that's the wrong. Yeah, you need to control. So you Control O, Control return, to save that, and yeah. I think there it's going to ask for bundle install. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that saying there? That's failing to build gem native extensions for line cache.
Can't handle 19x yet.
See, what I would be tempted to do there is to go to the gem. I would go to the gem file and remove the mentions of the debuggers, and then edit the places in the autograder.rb or what have you that are requiring, because really the production code shouldn't be requiring that debugging stuff is available, right?
But it also has never been a problem, right? So.
Well, I have had. Well, I think I have had it in a problem in different installs and so on. I mean, I think we are also on like a new version of Ruby here, and we're on a new version of Ubuntu, and so yeah. I mean, do the bundle exec rspec. Yeah, good to Michael for the Nano Tetris. I think the thing for me for the Nano Tetris now is that. Yeah, its priority has kind of slipped down in as much as, I mean, I kind of need to push something out to the students, but I've kind of said I'll grade them on what they've done up until this point. And yeah, it feels like it's going to take another couple of hours to get that finished. So I sort of, yeah, difficult to know when it's all going to be fitted in.
So, well, I mean, we don't want to just go start editing files and all that. So there's.
Well,
I mean,
I don't know. That's what I would be tempted to do there. What was which is the file? Like, yeah, do nano. I would do nano lib autograder.rb, and just because I think those things shouldn't be in there, and we can commit this back to the source. So
I mean, I know it's.
Well, you're already in the rag directory, so let's just lib autograder. But anyway.
I mean, it's on develop somewhere, right? I know we got rid of it already.
Oh, okay, right.
Control O.
Yeah, I mean, we may find that. Let's have a find in path. It's going to be in a few places.
Right. I wish. Let's see. I wish I was a master with global replace, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. No. I mean, that's going to be if it's. Oh, I'm going to check it.
Maybe it won't be that many. It probably, as far as I remember, it actually wasn't that many.
No. Right.
Should I just get rid of it? Control O. Funny nano. Why can't you just have Control S? It's taken.
Different donates disabled.
Client. All right, getting closer.
So remember, you can just do nano lib here. If you do nano lib, then you can ed and hit tab, and it'll complete on the. Rather than copy and pasting, just hit tab, and it'll in a couple of things.
Rag, lib.
Hit tab a couple of times.
There we go.
There you go. I mean, the difficult thing for the Nano Tetris is that I'm going to be starting to do stuff with Makers Academy Monday, Wednesday, Friday from next week. Okay, all right. So but anyway, either which way, it's failing in these places, right? These timeouts.
Right. Ruby debug, same. Let's see. So.
Oh, are these all Ruby debug issues? What does it say?
A lot of them, yeah. Yep.
That's like migration grader, RP.
Multiple choice grader.
I mean, okay. Yeah, I think it's also in. It's in my. I mean, I've done a search for it here. I mean, really, this kind of Ruby debug, it should be required in a sort of a helper method and nowhere else. But yes, it's also in migration grader.
So, it's.
You got like a zero. You got like a zero there.
What am I doing wrong?
I mean, I've done it on the local system, so I could tell you what it is that needs changing.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, go to like lib/graders/migration grader.
Gotcha.
Graders. Migration grader. It's just pluralized. You've missed off the S on graders there.
Well, that's nanoing.
Yeah, it's inside migration graders. Migration grader.rb. I guess it might be faster for me to do these changes and push them up onto this branch, and you to update the branch.
I mean, but it's master, right? So.
No, well, okay, you checked out the master. Oh, right, no, I'm doing the spring 2014 one. Right, it's on master there. Okay, yeah.
Is that really the right name of the file?
It does say Ruby. Yeah, that was the one. Migration.rb. You've commented out at the top.
It says $dir
I think it's because it's a long name. It's the dollar.
Okay.
Yeah, it's.
Hadn't seen that.
Yeah, I think if you were, I would save that and exit out. So you could run bundle exec rspec again. I mean, it's got it in a few like other grade places, but.
The timeout. Okay, that's the one we were most suspicious of, right?
So let's just see this. So is this now giving us basic errors here on this timeout thing?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I guess. So we've got. I mean, what is not, so this is worrying, right? In that we might see some sort of strange thread race condition things, on this. That's a concern. What I had tried to do after this was then to go to like do the homework and at least get the homework. So I mean, we've got to here. So yeah, so we could carry on. We could do the git clone.
Right.
So it's line 20 on over there. Yeah.
And also stick to master, right? Oh. Did I ever check the branch? We must have been on master though with all those things in there. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. We were definitely on master. You did check the branch. Yeah. So I guess what I was trying to do after I got to this point last time was I was like, okay, well, let's get the homeworks and see if they're running, and then see if we can actually use this grader against the main instance of the site,
right?
And see if it's actually failing. See if it
Right.
actually failed. Like it may be a question of just tuning the, tuning things somewhat.
Okay.
So I wouldn't run check all solutions there because that's
Gonna fail.
well, I think it's kind of out of date. I would say here is let's just run the bundle. I guess here for master, we can just try and run. Actually, maybe with the cucumber ones always failing there. I guess if this is master, then we don't. I mean, can you do bundle exec cucumber here or bundle exec rspec? Like if this is master,
Yeah.
if we just do bundle exec rspec. I guess we don't have it. Is it just we just have cucumbers? No, we don't have any rspec at all, do we?
Yeah.
But so I guess we've merged in some of the things into we have right. Sorry. So yeah, to do cucumber install. So this is right. This is the thing. We have merged some of the things into the master branch of homework, right? But we haven't deployed them. But so here it hasn't got, any instance of rag to run against, right?
Right.
So I mean, we got so the thing I tried immediately was I tried to do bundle cucumber install. Bundle exec cucumber install.
Right, but that's not working because it's looking for develop branch, right? And so.
Yeah. So I guess. Well, I mean, we've got two things there. One is that we should switch it to say that it fetches the master branch. The other thing is that we should say that it should use the rag that's in the one that we've just checked out.
Right.
Okay, so this is where I wasn't going to be in a position to immediately.
Let's see.
I just cancel there and exit. What's the?
There we go.
Okay, so you can edit that file there to check out the branch of master instead of the problem is that we've made these like minor changes now to master, so we don't really want it to check out the new master, right? We want it to use rather than doing this install process. Can we skip this install process?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. We can just go there and do bundle install, which we really have already done. And then the only other thing is.
Well, what I mean is, can we tell it to use the rag grader that we've already installed? Do you know what I mean? I would exit out of those changes. Yeah. I would just cancel. Yeah.
Okay.
But so yeah, if we're looking at, is this right? I'm opening homework here. Sourcebook HW. So when we run in the homework testing features.
Right. Then we got to look at the that rag.
Where does it specify? Yeah, where does it specify which rag instance it's running against? Okay, it's like the homework rag path.
Right.
So if you look in features, step definitions, homework testing steps. And I seem to remember when we were trying to do this before. Yeah, so we should do it like that, like line 4 there. Make it.
See,
What's the
from
difference between homework rag path and path from rag to the homework folder?
so we can make them absolute. That's the most straightforward thing to do.
Yeah, okay. So I mean, so should homework rag path be /home/ubuntu/rag?
I'm not sure exactly, but something like that, right? I think
I
that's
think
where
that's
we.
what. Yeah. And I seem to remember when we did, there was like some side effects associated with this. But anyway, let's try it like that.
Okay. And then the other one is
I'm not sure what does rag homework path even. Oh, okay.
okay.
So that would be /home/ubuntu/hw.
Well, it looks like we can use it. Just leave it the same.
Well, let's just hard code it for
Yeah.
you know one less
Right.
ambiguity. Home/ubuntu/hw.
And Control O. And
So then,
Cucumber.
right, it doesn't need the install. It should be using the thing there. And so then,
It's acting a little differently.
I mean, my memory was that we always had certain sorts of issues with. I don't remember ever getting these to be perfectly successful, but
Let's see, where did I start it here? Oh, it's off the screen. Okay.
can you not get further back up than that?
That's about as far as I can go. I can reset my.
Oh, is that the well, the Ubuntu in the terminal?
Yeah.
You can adjust the. Okay. Right.
Ruby debug.
Is it Ruby debug issues?
Some of them.
Okay.
Yep. And then these ones, what are they saying? They're saying this one's still missing debugger. Okay, different gem. Different gem. Debugger. So that means, yeah, we somehow need to get them a version of debugger or keep commenting out that stuff from the code.
Right. I mean, I think
Weird, though.
ultimately we kind of want to have debugger working. I mean, what I would say is, though, in some ways, like the critical thing is not that we have all of the homeworks passing. I think we're in this, like what I did going through last semester, like in the fall, is basically as a homework was coming up and we needed to, you know, as we needed to get them out, I was like, right, I'm going to add this homework onto the server, and I just sort of grabbed whatever it was, and we then pushed it out. You know, and that involved this process of me going and finding like the bits and pieces of the other graders that had not been checked into GitHub and pulled them off the, you know, the custom tweaks and things that the TAs had made to make them work.
So, I mean, wouldn't it be better just to go for develop at that point?
Yeah, to a degree, if we've got, I mean, what worries me is that what we haven't got, although we've got more CI than we had before, the CI is only covering part of the process. It's not covering the, you know, no, having all of the CI go green, it doesn't include an end-to-end test that, you know, mocks out from, you know, the whole, like, there has to be still a manual test on top of that. But I think what I feel like the objective should be is to try and get like now, I wanted it to be for homework 0, and I kind of screwed that up. And I think we have to kind of now just leave homework 0 running on the previous grader for the moment. I think we'll come back to that later.
Right.
But so we've got homework 1 that needs to be released this weekend. I think where we want to be is, like, I think it's maybe too much to say, let's have all of the homeworks and everything going completely green on the new box. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've got here, maybe it's slightly newer version of Ruby. It's Ubuntu 14.04 or whatever. So it seems to me like the sensible thing is to try and get just homework 1 Ruby Calisthenics running. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. I mean, we should be able to get everything running. It seems, like we do all this work and then to not have it just be a one-button install is kind of a shame,
Yeah, but these things, I think, maybe if the Ubuntu version hadn't upgraded, maybe it would be all right. And there's,
Right.
That's part of the deal, and I think we're learning through this process. But what I do feel is like, maybe my intuition is wrong here, but I really like what's happened with the Git immersion grader, right? That we've got that as a separate autograder example. It's got a separate set of unit that the bundling together of all of the different unit tests for, like the fact that we've got all of the homeworks in a single repo feels wrong to me. Do you know what I mean? It feels. Go on.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, because ultimately you'd want people to be able to have all kinds of distributed stuff going on, and so it wouldn't, you wouldn't want to start off on that foot.
Right, and I think more importantly, so for example, if my short-term goal, for example, is right, I really want to deploy Ruby Calisthenics homework for this weekend, say, right? I don't want to be prevented from doing that because there's some kind of problem associated with, the BDD cycle homework.
Oh yeah.
Right. I kind of, we want to do like the simplest thing possible that allows us to move forward. And I think if we start building on new blocks, and if it turns out, there's basically no way we can get the BDD TDD cycle thing to work on the Ubuntu 14.04, we can always fall back to the existing production blocks, right? There's no problem in principle with that, but it would be, I wouldn't want to prevent us from making progress on having the graders running on new boxes with later versions of what's it called, Ruby gems and so on. The whole thing needs to move forward. Otherwise, the more and more time it goes on, it gets more and more difficult to maintain.
Yeah. Oh, even with like pull requests, like I noticed, it was a David this morning was like, well, I'm having trouble,
Oh yeah, no. I mean, having code unmerged for a while is just it's killer.
I never realized that until
Yeah, well, this is what this is all about, really. Is like having the opportunity to learn these fantastic lessons that you don't normally learn. But so I'm just thinking, like, if we go to GitHub Sourcebook HW, like, you probably can't create new repos on there. But what I'm tempted to do is create a Ruby Calisthenics repo on here. I wonder. Oh, it probably won't let us create more private repos. There's a limit to the number of private repos.
Right.
So I'm maybe gonna. We'll see. Maybe we can start with Ruby Calisthenics, and I can talk to.
I don't know if there's anything good on HW tests anymore, or if that's.
I think there's various things that could be deleted, but I would have to get Armando into the loop on that. Okay. If I say create new repository, and I say, see, what I want though is I feel like the public portions of. Actually, I guess the thing to do, what I'm tempted to do, is to have Ruby Calisthenics, the public portions. Should it maybe even go on Agile Ventures because we're trying to encourage people to work on there? I guess maybe it should be. we could say Ruby calisthenics. Maybe that's the way to go. I don't know. I don't know. We can't have private repos on Autograders without. I guess I sort of concede to Armando that the final specs can be private if he really wants them. It just seems insane to me that the final specs should be, you know.
Yeah, it's just a hard problem with policies.
Yeah, I mean, I think. Oh, good grief. Just want a way to maybe the sensible thing is, and I can go like if I say Ruby Calisthenics Grader, and I try and do that on Sourcebook, and we try and have it on private. Yeah, and I can't. No, okay. We don't have.
I mean, I've often heard about the pain associated with Git submodules.
Yeah.
And I haven't really ever looked into it because of that, but I don't know if this would be territory for something like that. Submodules here, it says allow you to keep a Git repository as a subdirectory of another Git repository.
Yeah, I think we did talk to GitHub about it before, and they said it wasn't recommended.
Yeah, it does have a certain.
I think what I'm gonna do. So we had Autograders. I think what I'm gonna do is create Ruby Calisthenics Grader on Agile Ventures, right? Which you can clone, right?
Yeah.
What I would say is maybe can you take I mean I'm gonna have to go now, but could you take the public portions of Ruby Calisthenics? So we've got that's like the public specs, the basically take the public portions of that. The stuff that's Autograder, leave that. But I wonder, can you give, if you take the public and solutions bit there, can you give Ruby Calisthenics the same treatment that we've done for Autograder examples? Do you know what I mean?
Let's see. I mean,
do you know what I mean? So that basically it would. I guess what I'm hoping to do on Thursday. I mean, what I'll do immediately is I will email Armando about. Look, I really think strongly that the specs should be public. I mean, he's probably going to say no, but anyway.
Yeah.
But in which case I'll say, look, can we delete some other instances from Sourcebook and we'll create a private one or whatever. But
right.
What I want to be able to, what I would like to be able to do is to do, you know, kind of a rag install, like on this. So there's like the staging box that you've got here now.
Okay.
If we can, we've got sort of like a partial rag install. I mean, there's some options here, which is like, one, you could be playing around and seeing if you can get debugger to work. That might be a good first step, actually. That would be one thing. But what I would like to do is, rather than I guess. I mean, if you've got time to look at this, maybe the thing to do first off is to just see if you can get the debugger thing resolved, and see if you can get the homework thing here. I mean, I guess it could be. I guess it could be that you worked all completely off develop. I don't know. What I worry about with develop is that, you know, you could get develop completely passing, but then we would go to like manually testing it against the grader, and it just wouldn't work in places. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, we can do both of them. You know, develop's pretty easy to set up, so that shouldn't take too much time.
You could certainly try installing develop on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also, you know, just do everything basically.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Yeah, maybe that's the way to, rather than putting but what I would like to be able to do, I guess, is just to be able to pinpoint single homeworks and work from single homeworks from single repos. But yeah, okay, all right. Well, let's
Autograder examples, yeah. And then you're saying basically what I was thinking, kind of translating in my head, what you were saying was get features that cover calisthenics, Ruby calisthenics, and transfer those over to Autograder examples, and then
and
go
we
from
already
those failing tests
in the main homework repo, right? But yeah, I mean, I would say leave that until see if you can get either going back to your I mean, you've got access to the staging server there now.
Yeah.
If you could see if you can get either homework master by dint of doing something with debugger or homework develop, if you can get either one of those green there or even both of them, that's probably the thing to do first. Maybe we don't worry about setting up. I've made this Ruby calisthenics grader thingy, but don't for the moment, don't worry about that. Let me negotiate with Armando about how that's going to work or not work or what have you. I would stay focused on the grader. I mean, and I guess there's two possible. So you may get either one of those two, the master or the develop, working, or either one of them will be hopelessly stuck in some strange, weird thing, if you know what I mean. So yeah, and
the ultimate would be having I guess someone would still have to administer and set it up, but have it the grader, just the private portions running as a service, and then everything else just using that service with some API key, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think what we could now do, because of the Travis and so on, is in principle, like, we could have Ruby calisthenics grader public on Agile Ventures, and then only the private. It would be basically the. I see what it's still, because we've got RAG is public. We basically have to have we'd have to have it on the private specs. Kind of anytime anybody made a change to the private specs on like SaaSbook or whatever, it would pull out the public portion and it would pull out the RAG and so on, whatever. I mean, I think if I can get Armando to allow us to just have everything in public, I think it'll be a lot more straightforward. But yeah, but I'd say leave that until I can sort of maybe. I mean, hopefully I'll see you in the Atlantic Scrum tomorrow, and you can give me an update on, getting either one of these homework branches working.
Wonderful.
Thinking of something else. And so the other thing that I think we're supposed to be doing is that the subsequent test, if you get either of them working those homeworks, would be then to configure the entire grader to be able to talk to edX properly and on the right queue. But I think that's something. Yeah, that's something we would look at. Maybe we can look at together after tomorrow's Atlantic Scrum.
That sounds great.
All right. Okay. And if Michael's still there, sorry we couldn't do down to Tetris, Michael. The MOOC is busy consuming my soul. Yeah, maybe we can do some more asynchronous stuff on the Nanta Tetris. I've got to work out what to deliver to my students. Anyway, bye for now then.
Ciao.
Thanks, guys.
Oh. think it's affect. Doo-be-doo-be-doo. So what's going on here? There's all those. What is going on here?